Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, as you can see on the table in front of you, we have a couple of Civivi and Ferrum Forge collaboration knives on the table. You've got the Minax on top, and you have the Civivi Odium on the bottom. Now, first off, I have to thank Knives and the Apex Pass Around group for the opportunity to check out the Minax. Civivi, they've been very, very good to the Pass Around group, and we just can't thank them enough for doing that. And on the bottom, I got to thank my good buddy Justin over at Tier 1 Gear and EDC Reviews for giving me the opportunity to check out the Odium. And it worked out really, really well to get both of these knives in at the same time, so I could really kind of bounce them off one another. I do have another Ferrum Forge knife, well, it just happens to be produced as well, but really being able to actually see these two, and actually all three, kind of together it was a lot of fun, and I could really, check them out in comparison, because, I mean, you can just look and obviously see the visual difference between these two knives. And when we talk about materials and stuff, you can really see the breadth of what has gone in to these knives. And I mean, Civivi, we know they use the products they use, the materials they use, and the build quality. I mean, they're usually just, I've never had an issue with them. So there you go. They've always been top-notch quality. But I tell you what, let's talk about the big boy first, and then we'll kind of talk about the Odium, and we'll go from there. But as you can see here, as I said, this is the Minax. Now you've got a full titanium frame, a lot of milling going on this one. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you right off, guys, one of the aspects I really like about this knife is kind of that battle-worn, kind of, sort of look. You don't really have it on the flat, but on these edges, you can see that kind of gold and the bronze coming through that black. I really, really like the way that looks. I think it's a fantastic, fantastic contrast and look to the knife. Whoops. Looks like we got some pocket lint on there. Oh my goodness. Shame. Anyway, full titanium construction, back spacer, right hand pocket clip. It is right hand. Tip up carry only, as a lot of full titanium knives are, unless it's specially made for left-handed. Frame lock there. Hardened steel insert. Let's check it. Oh yeah. No surprise. Flipper tab. You do have some very, very well done jimping on that flipper tab. I do have to say, it's not overly aggressive. It's not sharp where it doesn't need to be sharp. It's just very well done. Action. Yeah. Sweet action. I mean, look at that. It drops. Nice flipper. See if I can do it. Yes, I can. It can be Spidey flicked. I can do it. I think I can, and I did it. Now, the one thing I did notice about this is, to me, now, people, that's not a lanyard hole, okay? It's not a lanyard hole. It'd be a really odd place for a lanyard hole. It's just a milling in the handle, so you really don't have a spot. I mean, I guess you could put one there. Let's see, would it? Oh, yeah. It'd bite. Yep, it would definitely bite. So I really don't think you want to put a lanyard there, but hey, it's your knife. You can do whatever you want to do. But, oh, and then I screwed it up. Third time's not the charm in my case. 20 CV blade. It's obvious you can see the Ferrum Forge DNA in this knife. I mean, the blade shape, and you can see it in the Odium. You're also going to see I also have a mini Archbishop here. I mean, you can see the Ferrum Forge DNA in these knives. Jimping, the landing pad on the spine, I love it. I'm getting ahead of myself, but, I mean, it fits me, just perfect, as, well, a lot of knives do. Ample forward finger choil to get up on that blade. The blade finish, look at that. Love it. I'm digging that blade finish. looks absolutely fantastic. Now, a lot of people, you know, I've gotten comments they don't like the larger finger holes like that, or, you know, thumb holes, holes in the blade, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me a bit. Yeah, not an issue for me. But overall, definitely nice, kind of elongated drop point. Do have kind of a swedge. You can see there's a bit of milling going on the back on the spine of the blade there, so doesn't quite go all the way out to the tip. It just stops about right there, I would say. So does come down to a fairly kind of a fine tip. So not too bad, but it does have a lot behind it. So that is definitely nice. And of course, you can see there is a bit of a recurve there. Nice little slight recurve in the blade. Now let's see. Oh, let's take a look at the Odium. Since we're just looking at overall, we're gonna switch to the Odium for a minute. Now, much smaller knife. Obviously, it's a Civivi. Again, the build quality though, the build quality is there. I mean, you don't have all the milling going on. I mean, you got pretty much standard G10. You do have a reversible, kind of sort of deep carry pocket clip. You do have this portion of the blade that's going to stick up, but, or excuse me, of the handle, but the handle profile, it's not too bad. There's not a lot going to be sticking out. Recessed pocket screws, thank you very much. Yes, indeedy. But reversible, tip up, centering, yep, it's there. Liner lock, the jimping, again, the jimping on this one, done very well. It's not over aggressive, it's not over sharp. I don't know if it's the size of the blade or what, but to me, the Odium has just a little. See, it was, if I mean, if you give it a flip, it's going to come out, but to me, the Odium's got a little bit snappier action on it. To me. That's just me. There you go. Ferrum Forge design. D2 on this one. Obviously, you've got the black coated blade. Again, you can definitely see the Ferrum Forge DNA in it. Jimping again on the spine. Done very well. Again, a forward finger choil that is done very well. I do like I say, I keep saying the Ferrum Forge DNA. A lot of their blades look very similar. And I mean, when I pull out the Archbishop, you're going to definitely see that the Odium and the Mini Archbishop are pretty close. The only difference is this is under, well, there are minor handle and blade differences, trust me. But this is Civivi, built by we, and this is Ferrum Forge, built by we. So all three are we produce knives for sure. But definitely a smaller knife. Let's get some specs. Let's check out our specs real quick. All right, what do we got? So on the Minax, we're going to move the Odium down just a bit. The Minax you're looking at, it's right about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're pushing 8 inches fully open. Blade right about 3.5 with right about, did I say 3.5? Yeah, 3 3/8-ish with just about a 3-inch cutting edge. So for you 3-inch minimum or 3-inch maximum guys, if it goes by cutting edge, you should just get in under the wire. With that handle length, like I said, 8, 3.5, so you're looking at about 4.5 on the handle. Your grip length, I'm going to give the grip length about 3 3/4. So, and there you go. Give you a quick look at my 3 3/4 inch hand. And then we have the Odium. Much smaller knife. What are we looking at here? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're going to go just about 6 1/8, really, lot smaller knife. Your handle pushing about 3.5, which is going to give you about a 2 5/8 inch blade, and then your cutting edge is about 2 1/8, 2 1/4. So you're definitely under your 3 inch there. And there you go. There's a look at that one in my 3 3/4 inch hand. To get a full finger grip, I do definitely have to choke up on that forward finger choil. If I use a regular grip, I mean, I'm getting about 3.5. 3.5. What's the grip length? Yeah, about 3 inches. So, two completely different size knives. Now, I'm going to do my comparisons real quick. I'm going to do my standard comparison. There's the PM2. The PM2 and the Minax are really pretty close. I mean, PM2's got it maybe by just a hair, but they're very, very close in overall size. And then we're going to throw the bug out. I'm going to put it down here because, well, the bug out's definitely bigger than the Odium. So we're going to go back up here and look at it. So, yeah, with the bug out would make a decent sandwich. Let's do this so you can kind of get a better feel for how it compares to both of them. There you go. So, bug out's pretty much in the middle, probably actually closer to the Minax than it is to the Odium. But I'm going to throw this one out here. This is also a Ferrum Forge knife, but this is a Ferrum Forge branded knife and design, but it is produced by we. It's the Mini Archbishop. Now, take a look at that. Well, we're going to get the Minax out of there for just a minute so we can really focus on these two. I mean, if you look at these two knives, they are very, very similar. Some minor differences. Slightly slender handle from the looks of it, a little bit more curved on the heel of the handle, a little bit more rounded handle on the Archbishop, and then the blades are really close. I mean, the blades, they look really close. And I mean, they're both Ferrum Forge design, and they're both we built the knives, so I mean, it kind of stands to reason, but they are pretty close. I do have a full review of the Mini Archbishop up on the channel. Another, I mean, I really like this knife. I mean, see, there you go. It's pretty much the same. 3.5 finger. I mean, they're right there. Very close. I don't know. I heard somebody call the Odium Civivi's Mini Archbishop, and it is kind of, they are very, very similar, but they're just, to me, they're just, just different enough, but they are most definitely similar knives. Let's get a weight on both of them, since that's just kind of our normal flow. Both of them carry very, very well. So we're going to start out in ounces. Ounces, 2.5 for the Odium, and 4.6. Obviously a much bigger, much heavier, much different materials. So, and then, oh, sorry guys, one too far. 131 grams on the Minax and 71 on the Odium. Like I said, both carry very, very well. To me, they are definitely two different knives. This is a much smaller, I mean, you could pretty much use the Odium as a 5th pocket knife. I mean, nice deep carry. I really like the way the Odium carries. I probably like the way the Odium carries a little bit more than the way the Minax carries, to be perfectly honest with you. But both a little bit more. This is definitely a regular pocket knife. I mean, you could try to put it in your 5th pocket. I don't think it's going to work very well. But overall, what do I like and what do I don't like about them? I mean, I really like Ferrum Forge's kind of design style. I mean, and then again, we'll just kind of throw that one out there just for a quick another comparison. I really do like their design styles. I like their blade shapes. This type of blade shape, especially in the Archbishop. Not a huge fan of recurves, but that's just me. The regular size Archbishop, your regular Archbishop, probably my favorite Ferrum Forge design. It's just a really nice knife overall. I like the mini, don't get me wrong. Really like the mini Archbishop. But the regular size Archbishop is probably my favorite of theirs so far. Minax. What do I like and what do I don't like? Well, for both of them, build quality is there. I can't fault anything about the build quality of the Minax or the Odium. They're both very well built knives. Everything you would expect to be addressed has been addressed, from the chamfering, the handles, your jimping is just right. Actions are pretty much spot on for both. I think the Odium is just a little bit snappier. Now, of course, that's just between these two knives. Much bigger blade. You know, your actuation point. Let me see. Just kind of. Both of them are kind of right below that. Kind of in line with the pivot. So I was gonna say you might be able to get a little bit more leverage on this one, but I mean, for the size, it's just a snappy little knife. Really digging it. The Minax, very good action. A little bit more sluggish, and I think that's probably due to the weight of the blade. That's my thought. Hey, if you think I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. It's up to you. But overall, both knives are absolutely fantastic. Probably the Minax, like I said, I'm not crazy about recurves. Not crazy about recurves. I mean, it's not that big. It's not a big deal. But I tell you what, guys, of these two knives, I would probably pick the Odium. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's just more my style. It's more the plain. This has more of a milling. It's a full titanium. I'm not crazy about full titanium. Don't really have anything against it, but I'd much rather prefer G10 micarta. That's just me. Both fantastic, well-made knives. But yeah, I think I would have to pick the Odium between the two of them. Now, the Minax, what are you looking at? Minax, $263. It's a WE knife. It's a full titanium WE knife with 20 CV, guys. You're going to pay for it. I mean, that's just a fact. It's just the way it is. Now, the Odium, $52.70. Now, this one, a lot of places with the black blade is out of stock. There are a few different versions. I mean, you have a satin blade, and you got blue G10, orange G10, you got the natural, you got the jade G10, gray G10, and then you have this black with a satin blade, or is it stonewashed? It might be a stonewashed blade. Let me check real quick. Not 100% sure. It says stonewashed, so it is a stonewashed finish on the blade for that one. So, but $52.70. Two completely different knives, guys. So you can compare price. I mean, you can do anything you want to do, but they are two completely different knives. So really comparing the two, but just by overall look and feel, I think I prefer the Odium. I just do. I just prefer it. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Minax or Odium? I mean, you can tell me why. If it's because you can afford afford the Odium and you can't afford the Minax, that's a perfectly valid reason. I get it. So yeah, just let me know down in the comments. What do you think of these two? Give me your thoughts. Give me your ideas. Always appreciated. Thank you so much for checking them out with me today, guys. Thank you again to WE and the Apex Pass Around Group for the opportunity to check out the Minax. And of course, thank you to my good buddy Justin from Tier 1 Gear and EDC Reviews for the opportunity to check out the Odium. Thanks a lot, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Till next time, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.